Minnesota is Rust. Is this a muscle car? Number 3. El Camino action incoming. So, El Caminos go back to, I don't know, 58, 59. I don't remember when the Ford Rancheros first started, but somewhere around there. And so in 64, the first Chevelle came out, or Malibu, and then Chevelle was an option, the top option there. The El Caminos kind of started being based off of that. So in 68, your Chevelle slash El Camino looked kind of like this. And I'm not an expert, so this is either a 68 or a 69. Um, Pretty sure. Have to see the taillights in the back. But so and I think a 70, the grill was straight in the front, but still had the 4 headlights. Of course, 71, 72 had the bigger round headlights. We got all that. So here is a supercharged big blower sticking out. We got the looks like it's tubbed in the back. I think I can see a fuel cell hiding back there too. We've got hood pins in the front. We've got custom paint, flame action to the front, to the back, on the roof. Assuming it's not a wrap, you don't see many wraps in the hot rod automotive world, unless you got a new car and you want to keep your paint nice for resale. But no, a lot of custom action there. I don't know if that's like a demon with horns and a helmet. Can't quite tell right in front of the engine there. But muscle car. So I would say, yeah, it probably is. Definitely customized or modified muscle, like you talked about before. If you go back and look at your car show lanes, where would they put you? There would be the factory muscle, and then there would be modified muscle, and they would have trophies or plaques for each. They would be separate. The Looking at the interior, from what we can see here, I can see roll bar behind over the driver's shoulder there, and I can see not only a big tack sitting up in the dash, I see a shift light there too. So looking at a car like this, it probably doesn't see a ton of street duty, and it almost looks too nice to be a weekend bracket racer. But it's cool that it can do both. Up here in northern Minnesota, we have Brainerd International Raceway, BIR, and they've got NHR stops there, so a lot of people are familiar with it. And they have a car show. I don't know if they do it anymore, but it was the Show and Go. And it was super cool because one day of this event was for show. So you had all the show cars there, and the hood's open, nice paint, people there with the little feather dusters making sure everything looked good. And then you had the next day, which was the go. So every car that was at the car show could strut its stuff, if you will, at the drag strip. And I can distinctly remember it was like a pink Plymouth Fury that had a big blower sticking out of the hood. It wasn't a Hemi, but it was, a 426 wedge or 413, something early 60s like that. And it looked mean. It looked so cool. It looked so fast. And I don't think it even hit 13s in the quarter. Not because it was spinning from too much power. It just ran like garbage. And it was a manual. I remember the driver missing a shift, things like that. So this car appears to be full boogie. You won't have a big tack and a shift light on the hood if you didn't need, or on the dash if you didn't need it. Maybe you would. But yeah, it's so a muscle car. Sure, we're gonna call this guy a muscle car. Looks tough. Definitely customized or modified muscle car, but muscle car for sure. Minnesota's Rose.